Recording in progress.
Thank you. All right, we'll get started here. We want to welcome everyone to our West Haven City Council meeting. Today is Wednesday, August 21st of 2024. It is now 6:02 p.m. My name is Rob Vanderwood. I'm the mayor of West Haven, and we'll be conducting this meeting overall. We'll call this meeting to order and get started with our opening ceremonies. We'll start out with our Pledge of Allegiance with Councilmember Saunders and our prayer or moment of silence with Councilmember Call.
I'd like everyone to stand and repeat the pledge after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we are grateful to gather this evening to discuss the needs of our great city. We're thankful for the good people that live here, for the amenities that we can share, and the relationships that we can build with one another. We pray that we may be attentive this night in our discussions and studies to make good decisions, and we offer this prayer in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilmember Saunders and Councilmember Call. We appreciate that. We also want to welcome everyone here for being here today and taking the time to be here online and here physically. We'll get started with item number 3 on here, our public presentation. This gives residents attending this meeting allotted 2 minutes to express a concern or ask a question about any issue that is not on the agenda. No action can or will be taken on any issues that are presented. Would anyone like to come forward at this time? State your name and address for the record.
Mike Anderson. I currently live over here on just off 4450, so my backyard's the dirt road. Okay, and then I've owned Anderson Auto Body for roughly 30 years, so I just sold it. What I'd like to do, I've been told by Alka, that you have to have an acre to have a business license, and I just kind of tinker out of my garage. I'm going to be continuing to do something, and I just was hoping I can get that to where I can still do stuff out of my garage and be legit about it. So I know technically it's supposed to be an acre, but I think that back road kind of hurt that side, but that's what I'm kind of looking to do, is just get another business license through the city.
Can you give us the whole address, please?
4204 West, 4450 South. And it wouldn't be too much. It would be just little projects here and there. I kind of really want to just get into a mobile and just a vehicle inspection for people that are buying and purchasing cars. There's just, in my 30 years of being in business, I've seen so many people get hurt by the car industry, and nobody's out there to inspect the body and paint, so to say, and there's just a lot of wrecked cars that shouldn't be on the road. And I'd like to at least be out there to maybe tell somebody, hey, I would steer away from this one. And some of it's going to be mobile, some of it's going to be at my shop, and I'll have to put it up on a lift and look at frame repairs and
You're
stuff.
at the same address that you've always been with the auto body shop?
No, the auto body shop's over by Dallas Greens.
Oh, okay. So this,
So,
okay.
and I still own that property. I just sold the business.
Okay.
So, they're putting in for a business license currently right now, but, this is at my house address, and I got a shop out back that I'll be doing stuff in. So I'm just kind of, I don't know what the next step is. She just suggested I came here to this, and I thought I'd see if we can do it. So
We got his information, John, on here. So we could probably just follow through with anything that needs to happen through staff to get you what you need,
Okay.
to apply for that.
okay.
Mr. Mayor, just to be clear, is it
Is it a zoning ordinance that needs to be considered as an amendment?
No, it would be the home occupation ordinance. And this could be something that can be kicked back to planning commission and maybe say, well, there's a lot of lots in the city that aren't exactly an acre. There may be like 0.9, 0.96. So this could be a point of discussion for home occupations that are doing like some sort of auto repair that, maybe we can go down to 40,000 square feet.
So it's not all home occupations, it's home occupations that do auto repair that requires.
The
okay.
acre.
Okay, I think we can work on that for you, Mike, on the items that you need to do to apply for.
Sounds
So, I would say just get in touch with the city, give us a few days to maybe work on that. That work?
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else who would like to come forward at this time? Okay, seeing none, we'll move forward with our next item on here, item 4, upcoming events. We have our senior lunch bunch that is August 28th at 11:30 a.m. We'll be holding this at the community center. We did a crash course over there on our first one. It turned out to be really great. Had about 38 people that came out, and it was really, really nice over there. So far, so good. Everything's going well. It was a little noisy because of the way the walls and everything, and we just hopefully do some mitigation, maybe put some curtains up and stuff to slow that down a little bit. But it was really good. The seniors get a little rowdy.
I know, I was gonna say, I heard that it was noisy because it was you guys partying over there, you and the seniors, no?
It was good. It was really good. We appreciate those that come to that event as well. We also have our Arts Festival coming up in September the 21st. That's at 5 p.m., so mark that on your calendars. We have the Western Weber County Active Transportation Plan Open House that is August 22nd, coming up here very quickly, from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. We also have a ribbon cutting invitation for LKL on September 12th, and I'll send out the details on that for you.
That's the one on 21st Street?
Yes. Then we have our Utah League of Cities and Towns Fall Conference in Salt Lake City on September 4th through the 5th or 6th, I think it is. So we'll look forward to that as well. Is there any other upcoming events that may have been missed on there? Okay, we'll move on to item 5, our council updates. I'd like to thank the council very much. So after our last council meeting 2 weeks ago, we all were able to go out and attend the Gavin Peterson Memorial or Celebration of Life. I really appreciated the city manager being there and the council coming out to support that situation. It was a tough one and a difficult one for the community, but we appreciate all the council members and the community being there for that event. Is there any other updates on the council?
I would just like to mention that Mountain View Junior High did hold a ribbon cutting last week. Some of us were able to attend that. We got to see the gems that the city helped pay for, so that was really cool, and the school is amazing.
Excellent. Thank you for that too. Very nice, and we're excited I'm sure the kids are going to be excited to get in there. They're not there yet.
They're there.
Is this the junior high?
This is the junior high. So the junior high did open today. It's the only it's the only new school to open today. So,
That's right.
and I only know that because my youngest is there. So.
Yeah, very good. Okay, any other from the council? Okay. All right, we'll move on to item 6, action on consent agenda. We have item A, which is our city council minutes, meeting held on July 17th of 2024. We also have item B, our Weber County Sheriff's contract for $322,378. And those are the 2 items on our consent agenda. Any questions on those? If not, I'm open for A motion.
Move to approve consent agenda items A and B.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council on the consent agenda? We'll do a roll call on that. Councilmember Morse?
Aye.
Councilmember Saunders?
Aye.
Councilmember Call?
I
Councilmember Schwab?
Aye.
And Councilmember Dixon?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries on that. Thank you. Move on to item 8, action on Planning Commission meeting recommendations. Item A is action on ordinance.
Did we miss 7?
Did we miss 7? Which one? Oh,
We're moving on to
I thought we
7.
got the old version on here. What did we have on here? Oh, okay.
Presentation.
Got it. 7, a presentation for Weber County Sheriff staffing. I was trying to skip you guys and get
That's
you out of it.
okay.
So does the reward for keeping it under 3 minutes stand?
Oh, no. You
No,
did
no, no, no.
15.
You
Okay.
get all the time you need.
Evening. So Councilmember Morse reached out and had asked why we currently don't have the street crimes unit running. And in talks with Sean, I thought it would be best to come out and kind of tell you some of our staffing issues that we're currently having. I'm sorry. We're allotted 75 FTEs through the Weber County Corporation. That's full-time employee positions. We're currently running at, as of this week, with 2 resignations, 19 vacancies.
Sorry, did you say 19 vacancies?
19 vacancies. And what that comes down to is patrol's running fine. We're running on top of our calls for service, priority 1, priority 2s. All of those are being handled, but those 19 vacancies have made it very difficult to run traffic, street crimes unit, and detectives. If you look at the page 3 of the handout that I gave Emily, you'll see that we have multiple vacancies across all of our specialty units that we're kind of running skeleton crews. And specifically to the street crimes unit, we didn't disband it, but we did move those deputies to patrol crews to help cover that. As of right now, our patrol crews are running 8, 6, 7, and 7. The one crew's at 6, which is minimum staffing because they have one deputy that resigned. His last day is Thursday. The days B and Graves B, they say 7, but both of those crew are running 1 short because of the officer involved shooting. Those 2 deputies are on administrative leave right now.
Sorry, which one did you say is short?
Not short, they're running at 6, and we're using overtime from the specialty units to
Oh.
cover those guys.
Okay.
So they're at 7 deputies, full-time deputies there, but 2 of them are on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation of the shooting they were involved in. And not sure how long that's going to take to get through all of that. So we are maintaining the minimum staffing of 6 per crew, 24/7, 365, that are out there working because we have skew and traffic, backfilling on those crews, which is shown on that patrol roster that I gave all of you guys. In addition to our other staffing struggles, the legislature, and I don't remember what House bill they passed this year, mandating that every school has a guardian or a law enforcement officer in it
Right.
every single day during business hours, as well as Weber School District just built 2 brand new schools that will require us to have 9 school resource officers. Prior, we were able to vacations, training requirements or anything like that, we would just have one of our SROs go to that school that had the deputy was absent from at the time. But I believe now anything absence past 3 days, we have to assign a deputy to that school to cover that place. So those 9 SROs, basically it's expected from 7:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they will be at their school. And if they can't be, we'll have to find coverage to make that happen. So 3 retirements came out of schools. Guys had to get put over there, and the 2 additional schools were 5 more bodies that drew from our ability to run our specialty units.
So can I ask you if the student resource officer is part of your FTEs? So
Yes, that is a part of the 75.
So that was it. So you've got 3 new schools this year. Did you get increased FTEs because you are now having to put more officers in schools?
Currently being worked on, and Chief Gar can probably talk to that more when I get done, of what we're asking for from the commission. We are asking for 2 more school resource officer positions and the chief of security position, which will be a lieutenant position, to cover that mandate from the legislature.
Okay.
We do have ongoing and active recruitment. 2 2 deputies just completed FTO, thankfully, because they're basically filling in for the 2 that are on administrative leave due to the shooting. We have 2 deputies currently on FTO. In the academy, we have 3 deputies or 3 recruits that will graduate in September, 4 recruits that will graduate in December. And then yesterday, if I remember right, we interviewed 8 more candidates to bring those people on. So pending they make it through the background, and then they make it through the about 9-month process to get through the academy, we'll have some more bodies working there out on patrol. And why that's such a long process, we have 5 months in the academy, that's how long it takes to graduate. And all these that we're talking about here are brand new hires that have no prior experience, so it's not a lateral from another agency.
Is there a reason why the sheriff's department is not hiring laterals from other agencies?
Yes, we don't pay enough.
Yep.
We are currently 11% behind OPD and 31% behind UHP on pay. Our lateral is an ongoing recruitment, and to fill the school resource officer spots, we've been trying all summer. We've had 2 different openings, and 1 out of the 8 people we've interviewed was able to make it through background, and hopefully he'll start in the next week.
Although, oh, sorry, go ahead.
So this may be above you, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Are there currently plans to try and increase those wages so that we can actually retain law enforcement officers who have experience?
The county commission has done, I think we've gone through RFP for a wage study to see where we're at and what we need to do to adjust that. I don't know if they'd award the contract to the company yet. That'll then go, across the Wasatch Front and see where we stand and what an actual fair pay for us would be. But that's in the works. To be honest, best case scenario would be 2026 before we would actually see an increase on that, because the study hasn't even started yet. So we're past budget season for having that to be
Right.
completed. And
So basically,
in
we're
place.
training officers to go to a higher paying job in another office.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of our hard parts is those 7 deputies that we have in the academy, best case scenario before, like I'm over investigations now. If you look down the second page, patrol has 8 vacancies. SRO still technically has 1 vacancy. SKU's functioning on patrol, so I have 3 vacancies there, 1 in traffic, 4 in detectives, and our desk officer and our Weaver Center officers are both over in SROs covering those positions until we can actually hire full-times there. So the hope being in April, all 7 of those make it through the academy and the FTO process successfully, and no one else resigns or retires in that time, and then we can start looking at bringing the street crimes unit back, refilling that position, or moving that deputy back to his traffic position and getting some more detectives back in to the investigations unit to work on detectives or investigative work.
Is this, so you have 19 vacancies right now, which is a large percentage of your allowable FTEs. Is this the highest you've seen it before? I mean, it seems like a lot of vacancies.
It feels like it, yes. To be honest with you, I don't know the actual answer if that's the most vacancies we've had, but it does feel like it is the most vacancies we've had in the 24 years I've been at the agency.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I don't do a lot of math, but that's a pretty big percentage.
Yes.
With your 75 FTEs allocated by the county, so the county is budgeting for 75 full-time employees, is that correct?
Yes.
Does the school district pay for the RSOs?
I'm gonna have to let the chief answer that question.
Okay.
Chief?
Let me address some of these. Sorry, I just came from a meeting with Scott Park and the sheriff, addressing some of these issues going into the budget season next year. Let me try to backtrack. So Councilman Morse, you may have to re-ask your question as I address this one. So if you look at the sheriff's office, the county budgets for, I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 sworn deputies. That's corrections and enforcement. Our budgeted enforcement comes from the county as well as our 8 contract cities. So those 75 FTEs are partly yours. The county has a portion that they fund. I think it's 35 that the county funds out of the general fund, to include the Upper Valley, some of the SROs, some of the specialty units and things like that. I want to say street crimes is under that 35, but I would have to check with Julie, our finance lady. And then the rest of that is allocated throughout the contract cities. So the burden of funding and pay comes from the county and the contract cities. And that's one thing that, yes, we are dealing with in this upcoming budget. It's difficult with the city and the county where you guys are on a fiscal budget, we're on a calendar budget, so our budgets don't align. So we're a little bit behind, but we are working on that in the upcoming budget cycle that we've already started. We have completed an RFP for a pay study. That pay study should start this year in 2025. Its completion date in total won't be done until we go into budget for 2026. We have some things that we're presenting as the enforcement division, not the sheriff's office as a whole, that will help stay us through 2025 and get to that pay study in 2026, which is where I, like I said, was at with a meeting with Scott Park, our comptroller, and the sheriff. So we are working on things to sustain in the future.
Pay increases?
We are going for pay increases, yes. That's the ultimate study. I don't think we're going to see pay increases in January because the pay study won't be done. We're looking for a significant pay increase. Like Lieutenant Lavely said, we're 11.5% behind OPD. That's starting wage. It's 26 and change for us, 29 and change for them. I don't know if you are aware of what UHP starts out a brand new trooper at. It's crazy. $34 an hour. That's brand new, fresh out of the academy, no experience. They drive a brand new Tahoe and get paid $35 an hour. So that's the struggle that we're dealing with. And it's a struggle that it's a burden not only for us as the sheriff's office, but for the county, for our contract cities and things that we're working towards. We do have, I think, some good things in the works to get us through 2025 and get some of those specialty units back, but we have to take that to commission and get it within our budget. So things that I've been working on outside of that.
Well, you're not using all of your budget because you don't have enough FTE. So where do those extra funds go to? Do you still get those?
The extra funds for the FTEs, yes, that's part of what I'm proposing is using those extra funds in 2025 to give stay incentives and get one of the programs we're looking at is a master deputy program. We were a little bit heavy on supervision 2 years ago when I became chief. I've started to phase out our corporal rank, and we're going towards a master deputy program. It allows for more master deputies than a restricted number of corporals and hopefully a little bit higher pay. But that's something we're working on with the county. That was part of my meeting tonight. I'm pretty confident that we can get that going in 2025, which will help us with retention until our pay comes on board, hopefully in 2026.
Yeah, you
so
need
yes,
to keep that funds.
the long answer to your question is yes. We're looking to get some of those funds back.
Well, I'll tell you the reason that I brought this up and wanted this on the agenda and wanted you all to come in and speak to it. I had heard a few months ago that the street crimes unit was no longer activated or working or whatever it is. And so I had mentioned it to the mayor. He said, yeah, he knew about that. And then shortly before I asked to have you all come in, I had driven around that area where the street crimes unit typically is posted at or keeps an eye on. And behind the Motel 6, I pulled up broad daylight. There was a woman there outside sitting in a puddle of water, and it looked like she was doing drugs. And that's concerning to me because that was the whole purpose of the street crimes unit, was to really curb the crimes that were happening around that area and try to prevent that and try to prevent that from leaking into the rest of the city, right? I think the street crimes unit has done a phenomenal job the past few years that we've had it in place. I think they've caught a lot of criminals. They've gotten a lot of drugs off the street. We've had you all come in and present that, not necessarily you two, but street crimes unit, I think it was Sergeant Lewis at the time, came in and presented a lot of information to us and really showed us the benefit of having the street crimes unit. And so obviously it's concerning to me that it's not in place, because I now know of all of the criminal activity that happens in that area. And I just hope to see it get, I know, you mentioned that 2025, it should be back in place. I hope it is. I would love to see it back in place sooner, just based on what I saw the other day. But I do appreciate the work that they did, that they will continue to do once they're back in place. And of course, I appreciate the work that you all do. I know it's not easy. I hate that you're understaffed as much as you are. That, again, that's another concerning thing, especially when you have a shooting like we had a few weeks ago in West Haven. Sad situation, sad that 2 officers had to be involved in that, but grateful that they made the decisions that they did. So yeah, I mean, that's the basis for this. I hope you don't see it as anything other than that. Like, I'm concerned about you, I'm concerned about your officers, and I'm concerned about the city.
So I appreciate that, and thank you very much. And to address that, to give you guys kind of a 30,000-foot view of what myself and my command staff have had to do lately, there's been a lot of shuffling around. My number one priority is always public safety. I've been in law enforcement for 24 years. I've never served in the corrections division, so I'm a cop. I've been a cop for 24 years. Preface not to take away from the job that they do, because their job is very important as well. But this is my niche. Public safety is my niche. My deputies that work under me are very, very important to me. And I think I show them that. They're very important to the communities that they serve and everything else. Part of the shuffling that we've had to do is I've pulled the deputy from the Weber Center. The commission no longer has a deputy at the Weber Center, 8 hours a day with them. That deputy is being reassigned to Mountain View Junior High School, as a matter of fact. He has a cool dog, so if you're out at the junior high school and get to see him, he's got a really cool bomb dog.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we are back from our executive session, and this is a session that we went through with our council. We entered into a closed meeting for the purpose of a strategy session to discuss the character and professional competence of an individual to be held in accordance with the provisions of Utah Code 52-4-205. I need a motion to move back from our closed executive session to our general session.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motions and seconds on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're back in our general session. We will now move over to our item 12 on our agenda, action on resolution 34-2024 for professional service agreement between West Haven City and Amy F. Hughey, attorney at law for interim city planner services. Any questions or concerns with that? If not, I'm ready for a motion.
I move that we adopt Resolution 34-2024, professional service agreement between West Haven City and Amy F. Hughey, attorney at law for interim city planner services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this resolution? Do a roll call on that. Councilmember Schwab.
Aye.
Councilmember Morse.
Aye.
Councilmember Dixon.
Aye.
Councilmember Call. And Councilmember Saunders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations. You got another job.
That's what you always wanted.
Is it congratulations?
It is. Congratulations.
Nope.
All right. We'll move on to item 15 for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Whoever's opposed can stay.
Oh, September, okay.
Yeah, so I'm also.
I gotta go. Taquitos are ready.
Oh, man.